Everybody deserves a second chance, even video games. Welcome to the Second Opinion Podcast, where the reviews aren't always right, but we are. We're here to give you the gaming takes you didn't know you needed. We've been deep in the gaming world for 17 plus years, covering all the news, releases, and drama in the gaming world, and having a damn good time while doing it. Just because some website gave a game a low score doesn't mean it's a fail in our book. We're all about giving games that second chance, diving back in where others quit. And we should probably tell you that we're real and we're very loud and opinionated, and 90% of the time we're completely off topic. But that's why you'll love us. This is your Second Opinion. Now, here are your hosts, Toaster, S0leb, and Bolts.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Second Opinion Podcast, episode number 380. I am joined by two amazing, bald, beautiful men. The one and only Bolts. Hello, Bolts.
What's up, bro?
What's up? He's like, we finally got the show started. Thanks, Caleb. I appreciate it. Just an hour past the time. Also joined by the Wizard, the Mushroom Man, the Q-tip to my heart, Toaster McGee. What? I don't know.
Hey, are you going to send us the notes so we know what?
Oh my God! What is wrong with me? Jesus!
Welcome to the Twitch episode of the Second Year Podcast. Episode Who Knows, because S0leb hasn't sent the notes yet.
And never will.
We're it's a professional outfit here.
Jesus Christ!
AAA entertainment.
There.
Aren't you glad you took care of your wrestling baby to come to the show, Bolts?
Man.
I know. He's special.
I am special. Oh, were you talking about your actual child? I don't know what's happening right now. Anyways, welcome back to another episode of the Second Opinion Podcast, episode number 380. Today we're here live to talk about Summer Games Fest and everything that we are excited for, everything that we're going to see at the event. Not really, I can't talk about that yet, but
when he says we, he means him.
I meant we're talking about things that are possibly going to happen.
Bolts and I will sit on the sidelines in our respective states and make fun of the things we see, where we can't get S0leb in trouble with our mouth.
Yes, exactly. But I like we usually say. I've been it's been so long since we've done a podcast. I forgot what I was doing. But what have you been gaming? So Bolts, we're going to start with you first. What have you been gaming, if any gaming, outside of the game of life? I know you've been gaming that hardcore right now.
Let's see. Expedition 33 is pretty much what I run every single day.
Every day.
It's magnificent. It's glorious. It's my cup of tea. It's my cheddar. And until I see something better this year, arguably game of the year, in my opinion. I did crack open Doom.
All right.
The Dark Ages. I played the first level where I actually played that right before we went on vacation, all the way up to where you get on the turret and you just smack the big-ass Titan demon coming at you.
Right.
Very impressive. Very impressive. A lot of fun, of course, just like any Doom game.
Yeah.
Just balls to the wall. Let's go. I absolutely love the Shield edition. That's so cool.
Right. Super
So
sick.
cool. So cool. And honestly, man, and I took Call of Duty here and there, but that's just because a little online play. But other than that, that's it, man. That is it, bro.
Okay. Toaster, what about you? What have you been gaming?
A lot of Blasphemous.
Okay.
A lot of Blasphemous. That is scratching my Symphony of the Night itch so well. It's challenging. It's the Metroidvania that I fell in love with the first time I played Symphony of the Night. Like, it's just, and the story's really weird, but it's a lot of fun to play. The boss fights are pretty cool. And once you figure things out, the fights do get a lot easier.
Yeah.
But a lot of that is like on you. Like, you can't just run up to something and be like, I'm gonna punch you in the face. You gotta like hang back and be like, all right, so what the fuck are you gonna do? And oftentimes you still die.
I thought you were gonna say you gotta like hang back and be like, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
You just kind of be like, well, that's new when you die.
Yeah.
So also I am doing some of the Doom the Dark Ages.
Okay.
It's a fucking blast to play. It's Doom. Like, it's hard to fuck that formula up. The only thing you can do is make it better, and I feel like that's what they've done.
Yep.
Honestly, getting in that fucking Titan suit
Sick. Yeah.
it's just, I was like, wait, am I about to be a mech and punch demons in the face?
Yeah,
I certainly am. So yeah, that's been a lot of fun. I did touch on a little bit of Warhammer. Big shout outs for that review code. So look for that one up on Cinelinks in the near future. Not before February 6th though, or June 6th rather.
and this is Warhammer
Space Marine Mastercrafted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a remaster or re-release of the first one. So I love Space Marine 2. Very much so. I actually got a code sent to me recently to check out the DLC, and I played some of the DLC. I've recorded this video, and I just haven't had the time to upload it. But it's talking about some of the latest DLC, and I mean, it's kind of like what Bolt said before. It reminds me of like if Doom and Gears of War had a love child, and then you added a little spice of a xenomorph, and somebody accidentally dropped the tail of a raptor in as like such a crazy game from start to finish. But Toaster, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine. So yeah, just Toaster's transparency here. Toaster has never played any various space Warhammer games. So I'm a complete noob reviewing this game for the first time.
Okay.
I know that's going to make a lot of people mad.
No.
There's already like a whole bunch of people are like, find him and kill him.
No, hey, Warhammer, the game series itself is a taste. You have to have a taste for it, and it's acquired taste, just like anything else, man. Of course, anything from the tabletop to the turn-based to everything else, even the football game, Blood Bowl or whatever the hell it is. Yeah, I mean it's an acquired taste, and there's a lot of strategy, a lot of stuff to get into, and if it's not your cup of tea, then it's not your cup of tea, bro.
Yeah. Well, the big thing is too, you got to realize is. I think what makes this game stand out from other Warhammer games is the fact that this is like an action-adventure, third-person style game. So there's a lot of these Warhammer games that are like what Bolt said, that are strategic or are like first-person, 4-player co-op games.
I mean, so far what I've played has been fun, so I'm not judging based on my life.
No.
I'm just, and lastly, Assassin's Creed Shadows. I'm taking my time with that one. I enjoy playing it, and yeah, like I was talking to a friend of mine was like talking about Yasuke, and I was like, I haven't even unlocked him yet. I'm still doing Naoe stuff. And now like I got a legendary katana that's like level 20, and I'm like 1,200 experience from 20. So I'm just like, ooh, get that. But yeah, no, that's been a lot of fun, and yeah, but most of my time is in Blasphemous.
I got you. Well, I'm not gonna lie, man. I have been doing a lot of gaming. I did take some time off, kind of in and out between some reviews, and of course, not doing a lot of content here and there. Just with the kids' schedule right now, with them, Amara's in this, play in town, and they're at the Y this summer, so it's like, I get off work, go home for like an hour, then go pick up the kids and make dinner, then take Amara to practice and go pick her up, bring it back. I mean, it's been constant. And now, of course, with Summer Games Fest coming up on us, trying to make sure the scheduling and stuff like that's all right, and everything is clear to go. But I have been playing a ton of Balatro. Like, I am obsessed with that game. I don't know if you guys have gotten a chance to check it out, Bolts. I don't know if you've had a chance to check it out or not, but
What's it called?
it's called Balatro. It's a game that was made by one individual, and it is a like card-based poker game that has RPG elements, and it is very addictive. Like, addictive enough that I was able to teach Amara like in under 5 minutes how to play poker and understand like what the hands are and stuff like that, to where now like every time she comes home she's like, hey, if I do this and this and this, can I come in here and play Balatro on the PlayStation 5? I'm like, sure. But it's a very simple game. It's just poker, and you can get these jokers that add like 5+ multiplier to your cards, depending on if they're hearts or whatever. Then you can get these celestial cards and all kinds of really cool aspects of gameplay. And then you'll face off against some of these bosses in the game. And those bosses, you'll have to, they'll have certain buffs for you to, that'll challenge you. Like spades are, disabled. You can't use any spades. So no matter how many spades you have in your hand, you have to discard them. And you only have 3 discards throughout the whole game. But it's really cool. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, definitely make sure to check it out. I was planning on having some gameplay to showcase on the podcast while we were talking about it, to give you guys a better understanding of what it is if you haven't played it. But it is available on console and PC, also available on mobile. So definitely make sure to check that out. But and I've been playing a ton of Fortnite. Me, Dara, Jared, and Dami have been playing it. Amazing game. The best multiplayer experience that is on any console, hands down, no question. There's not a better live service game out there than Fortnite. Swallow the pill and take it, okay? There's nothing that anyone can say.
Never. I will never.
Listen, think about it like this. So, like, I still subscribe to the Fortnite Crew Pass. So you pay $11.99 a month, and you get all 5 of their battle passes. So you get access to the regular battle pass, the music battle pass, the Lego battle pass for my kids for sure, the Rocket League battle pass, and then or the Rocket Racing pass, and then I think there's something else. Then you get 1,000 V-Bucks as well every month it reloads with exclusive skins and all kinds of stuff. But this Star Wars event recently was really, really fun. We've had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, but they came under a whole shit ton of fire for using AI for Vader's voice.
I don't care. I don't listen. The way I look at it, no, listen. In that aspect, James Earl Jones gave Disney the right to use his voice at however they see fit. And he said, and they even asked about that. It was in his contract of stating, like, do you want, like, with the applications of artificial intelligence, can we use your voice for that? He said, yes, that would be great. So the man himself gave him the right to do it. And, bro, let me tell you, the hilarious moments with Vader in this game have made this season one of my favorite, because there's so many times like depending on your moods, you'll have some great conversations with Vader. You can ask him questions about, Star Wars lore and all kinds of stuff. Or you can be a dickhead with him and get into these huge arguments and debates with him to where he gets very violent with you and is like, if you keep speaking to me, like, I'm gonna end you or something like that. But I think it's a cool implementation of artificial intelligence in that perspective. They had it wasn't something like they just did it without James Earl Jones' consent or anything like that. But the event as a whole has been really cool. The way they changed the map, they had Darth Jar Jar available in the game.
You messed up right there.
It was amazing, man. It was
messed
great.
up right there.
It was great. Did you ever watch the Lego movie that had Darth Jar Jar in it?
Darth who?
Darth Jar Jar.
That's not a thing.
Oh, it is.
It is not.
It is.
It's not. We don't acknowledge that internet theory exists.
Listen to me.
We don't acknowledge that it's possibly true.
Watch the Star Wars Lego movie that came out just recently. I can't remember what it was called, but there's all this mix-up, and like Darth Jar Jar lands with this black Millennium Falcon, and he's like, Yuza or Isa gonna hurt Yuza, and he's like, Darth Jar Jar. Like, it's the funniest shit, bro. No. It's so hilarious. No. But they brought him into the game, and I was like, oh my god. But it's particularly me, I just feel like you get your best bang for your buck out of when you talk about live service games that have battle passes and stuff. Comparing Fortnite to Call of Duty and stuff is like comparing Dollar Tree vanilla wafer to a true vanilla wafer. You could tell the difference. It looks the same, it may even cost the same, but you can tell the difference. Okay. So it's hard for me to play other multiplayer games out there. Now, I will say what was really cool about this event, and then I'll stop yapping on. What was really cool about this event is there were so many people that were excited about playing some of the stuff on Fortnite with the Star Wars themed stuff, like the sniper rifles and all these other guns. It made a huge resurgence in Star Wars Battlefront 2. So it got to the point that I think on one day on Steam, there was like 118,000 players at one point in time playing the game.
I won't lie, when freaking Destiny 2 released the Star Wars stuff that they did, my hunter is totally walking around in the scout armor. Yeah.
I was really surprised that Jordan from Cinelinx didn't jump on Fortnite just because of the Star Wars stuff, because he's such a Star Wars fan. But it's a huge resurgence, enough to where a lot of the original Battlefront team there's speculation that there could be a Battlefront 3 actually coming now because of that resurgence. So pretty cool stuff. But anyways,
but hey, as long as it's Fortnite, you don't have to worry ever playing it. So
that's right. Fine. I don't. The seasons constantly change. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so the second opinion today is going to be based around Summer Games Fest and what do we expect from the showcases. So there is a good chunk of showcases this year. Now, there are some smaller showcases that will be showcasing indie games, but we're going to list all of them. There is the Sony State of Play that is officially happening June 4th. That is tomorrow. Summer Games Fest starts June 6th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Day of the Devs goes live on June 6th. Devolver Digital's Showcase goes live on June 6th. IO Interactive Showcase goes live on June 6th. The Wholesome Direct goes live on June 7th. A women-led games showcase goes live on the 7th. As well, Latin American Game Show, the Southeast Asian Game Show, the Green Game Show, the Frosty Game Fest. All of those go live on the 7th. And then on the 8th, we have Xbox Game Showcase. And then on the night of the 8th, we have the Death Stranding on the Beach live game premiere. And then last but certainly not least, the Black Voices in Gaming Showcase as well. So this is a lot of different stuff. There's going to be all kinds of indie games there this year, but there are also going to be some really large games at the event this year. So first and foremost, let's talk about the Sony State of Play. And now I know I had the show notes set up a little differently to where we were going to talk about the State of Play after this, but kind of ties in. So guys, is there anything particular that you would like to see revealed at the Sony State of Play? Toaster, we'll start with you.
An update on the Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Okay. All right.
Just something. Give us a proof of life or let our hopes die. Just stop stringing us along.
I agree. Don't ever string us along again.
It hurts. My heart.
That's the biggest thing. Anything else?
The rumor apparently going around is that we're gonna get some God of War. And I just, man.
What? Say it. Just say it.
Just if he gets bored and gets on a goddamn boat again and just decides to paddle to another continent to punch a god in the face, I'm gonna be really annoyed. Like,
it's gonna happen.
No, dude, come on, like. But see, that's
coming
the
at
thing.
me.
Like, there's no other way that you can explain why Kratos is now in fucking Brazil.
I think we can. Okay, it's very easy. He got done with what he was doing with the Nordic gods, and then he was like, "Damn, I need a vacation." So he left. Well, okay, listen. Now, Toaster, I'm going to ask you this. Did you finish all of God of War Ragnarok? Did you play God of War Ragnarok?
I did play Ragnarok. I have not finished the DLC, though.
You need to finish it.
I do. I need to, yeah. That's a great game.
It's a really good game, and the DLC was very challenging. It was, I mean, it completely
changed. Basically like Muspelheim on crack.
Yeah, I think the DLC, it changed it to like roguelike style gameplay too, right?
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah. I mean, what game developer does that? Like, hey, we know that you've played these last two games in this exact way, but the DLC is going to change the gameplay mechanics or the gameplay style to a roguelike experience.
I mean, if you played them, they did that. They hinted that was coming.
Yeah.
I think it was the Muspelheim realm, where the one where you had to like get upgraded stuff so you could stay in the poison longer.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, I mean, they kind of hinted that was coming.
Yeah,
and
true.
If it's done right, Hades is fun as shit, man. Like I love playing Hades. And you can just pick that up and play it for a few minutes. You get your face decked in. You're like, yup, and you're done.
Yeah.
You know, or you can keep going.
Yeah, my roguelike game is Dead Cell. I love that shit.
That's another amazing one.
That is a really good one. Fuck you, Bolts. Fuck.
That game is hard as shit.
It is, bro. Holy shit, it is.
God.
Yeah.
And just when you think you're doing well, the game's like, nope.
Right? Not happening.
Right when you get a kick-ass sword. Like, you're like, yeah! And then you murder the first few things, and the game's like, smack.
What about you, Bolts?
State of Play. Honestly, I would like to see the Xbox titles playing on the PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation. Whatever. I know it may not be there, but I would like to see it. I would just like to be them, like, you know, in the background you hear Marcus Phoenix going, "Dom, Dom," you know, or something. I think it would be really cool to see.
Wait a second. How crazy would that be? My God, that would be. I would just like to see Xbox titles on the PlayStation, just so it's out there and everybody's like, "Oh shit, it's happening! It's gonna happen."
Supposedly, Indiana Jones runs smooth as fucking butter on a PS5.
Yes, it does.
It actually does. It actually does. Now, Bethesda sent us a copy to check out and review. And we've done the review for the Xbox version, but we'll have a little bit more in-depth kind of opinions on the comparison of both of the games. But I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty impressed with the PlayStation 5 version. I was kind of thinking, I was like, man, there's gonna be some lag or something like that. You know, it happens too many times. And
well, I mean, that's probably also due to the fact that I bet you the PlayStation 5 version of that game was like 96% done.
Oh yeah, no question.
Because they were originally planning on it to be released on both consoles, and then Xbox was like, "We own Bethesda," and they're like, well,
I guess we're gonna have to wait. Shelf it for now.
Yeah, like that game was like done on PlayStation.
I would probably say something that I would love to see God of War. I would love for them to be like, it's true, the rumors are true. Kratos is taking on the Egyptian gods. I'm like, fuck yes! Like, do something that id Software does, and like now that we're moving out of the Viking era, like change the gameplay style again. You know what I'm saying? We saw that with Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, and Doom the Dark Ages. You went from like kind of retrospective, getting used to it, to fast-paced craziness, to, hey, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to rip and tear through everything right in front of my face. I would love to see them do something a little different. Instead of it being the regular third person over the shoulder style gameplay, maybe kind of go back to a merger between both of the games or both of the versions of the series, to where it's, you know, old school God of War style gameplay, but also kind of a mixture of both. I don't know. But of course, as you see on the screen now, I want to see more of Ghost of Yotai. That's what I want to see. I think this game is going to be an impeccable experience. I really, really, really want to play this game. And no, I don't care that
he really doesn't care.
I cut myself off. I don't. I don't care.
I don't care about the show.
I don't care about that either. Yeah, I don't care that the character is a female, and I don't care that it's not a continuation. I think new experiences, like I would have loved to see a God of War title that just focuses on Kratos' son. You know, that's what I would love to see. But don't know if we'll ever get that or not. But with that,
but doing something like that almost makes it like a separate game, because Atreus' playstyle is so different.
I love it. Oh, I love it so much.
Listen, I agree, but at the same time, we've seen that happen before, to where they've, you know, kept it in the same genre, like world, but changed it. And people could say what they want to about some of the Uncharted games, but they did that in Uncharted, and had the, you know, DLC about the two girls. It's been so long since I played it, I can't even remember their names. But I feel that it would be fun. I think that it would be something different, but I would also like to see them surprise a lot of us, and see some stuff that we haven't seen. Maybe some unique PlayStation indie titles.
Listen, I think it'd be awesome to watch Kratos battle a monumental size Anubis, you know, or a monumental size Sobek, a big ass crocodile. You know, Specmet, which is a lion. You know, it would just be something cool. I know. Now, you know, Assassin's Creed Origins, you did that, but I think Sony could take it to a whole nother level.
I agree, very much so. So with that said, we can move on to the next topic. Well, no, we're not going to move on to the next topic. We have one more big showcase to talk about, the Xbox Showcase. Now, I know there's a bunch of indies that are going to be announced. They're not doing a live in-person showcase this year. They are doing a digital showcase. So I'm thinking the big showcase or big shower this year is going to be Gears of War E-Day. And I really hope it is. I've been very excited for this game since it was announced. It took me years to get to the point of really understanding and respecting the Gears of War series, because for so many years I would constantly tell Bolts, listen, I can't play a game to where the guys crouch constantly while they're running. I can't. It throws me off so much. I hate it. But then whenever I started playing the remaster of the game and realizing the amazing story that is in the Gears of War, you know, just overall game series, I can't wait to see a young Dom. I can't wait to see, you know, this prequel to Gears of War 1. I think it's going to be a really, really cool, great visual experience that hopefully will showcase a side of the characters that we have come to love maybe in a different light. You know, we've seen a younger Marcus Phoenix, but we haven't seen this young of a Marcus Phoenix. This is right when the war started. So
yep.
Maybe we're going to see somebody that's more reckless. But what about you, Bolts?
Of course, you hit the nail on the head with Gears of War E-Day by far. Also, our favorite RPG of the Xbox era, Fable, needs to make another appearance.
Yes.
Absolutely, Fable needs to make another appearance. You know, maybe something a little on the other side. You know, Perfect Dark. I bet you they show a whole lot of the handheld that they're supposed to introduce. They're going to show that. You know, and will something new for Halo appear? I know they're doing updates on the multiplayer. You know, almost daily. It feels like. Are they going to branch off the open world that Infinite was, which was really great? It was a good change of pace. The way they laid out that game. Maybe Ninja Gaiden 4. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But I think Fable is, other than Gears, Fable is the one that needs to make an appearance, I think, this year.
Okay, Toaster, what about you?
My dream would be Mass Effect 5.
Bro, I actually forgot there was another Mass Effect happening. I don't know why.
Again, we'll go back to my Knights of the Old Republic comment. Just give us a proof of life, or tell us no.
Just tell us something.
Just give me something, damn it.
They're still hiding on the rock because of what Dragon Age was. Just saying.
Like, did you not like Dragon Age? Is that what you're saying?
The latest installment, yes.
You did like it.
I did not.
Oh, what?
Got it?
Velgard?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just didn't. I barely was. The first one was great. The second one was really good. Third one, Inquisition, it was there.
It was there.
So
it voted present.
Yeah. Timothy, present. You know. So.
You just blew my mind, Bolts. I'm not joking. Like, I really thought you would like Dragon Age Velgard.
No. My favorite one, of course, was the second one, but that's just.
Yeah. They tried. So. The combat's a lot of fun, and some of the characters are very well written, while other ones are not very well written or well handled at all. Like, again,
it just didn't grab me, man.
BioWare's penchants for not being able to really write characters very well.
Right. Yeah. So
community.
Yeah. Anything else, Toaster, that you're excited for?
The Outer Worlds 2.
The Outer Worlds 2, yes.
Yeah, brought to you by the studio that gave you Knights of the Republic 2.
Man.
And what should have been
2. I love that.
The Outer Worlds 2 is going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be something really special, dude.
And honestly, too, like, I'm interested to see what the indies are, because I will say this about the Xbox Games Pass and the Xbox in general: they've got a banger of an indie selection.
Man,
yeah, they do.
And I mean, everything that go, from well animated games to your warm place in your heart, 16-bit, 8-bit stuff.
That's it.
And they added the Atari collection now with like the retro gaming. So yeah, they're doing a really good job in the indie space. So I really like what I want to see what's coming from them.
Hey, speaking of Xbox Showcase, if you happen to speak to the people from the world of Bethesda, there, Caleb, I need you to ask them about my game, bro.
What game?
My game, Elder Scrolls Legends. Okay. See what? Listen, I'm not playing with you.
And once you've asked them about Bolts' game, I would like you to ask them about my game. Right? I just,
Blackthorn?
No.
What?
It's a scroll like game.
6?
An older scroll game. I believe the alternate term is Elder Scrolls, followed by the number that comes after 5, but is before 7.
Why did I say Blackthorn?
I don't know.
Blackthorn was made by Blizzard.
Like, I get it. You gave us Oblivion, but we're on to you, fucking Bethesda. You can't release Skyrim remastered for the 100th time. Or
are you believing that Morrowind remastered is happening?
Is that where you do that? I'm going to be the same way I was at the end of the first season of The Mandalorian. I'm going to be angry and happy at the same time because I'm going to be like, fucking remastered Morrowind. And then I'm also going to be like, fucking, this isn't Elder Scrolls 6.
Listen, I would not surprise.
A remastered Morrowind, they just bought themselves another 15 years of development of Elder Scrolls 6. I shit you not. Like,
I listen, I'm just telling you, you have to understand, okay, with the contract that they have, I'm sure they've got to listen. Oblivion Remastered was huge. There were so many people that were just excited to play the game. But
I
with
do have
Virtuous,
one question about Oblivion, though.
Yeah.
Where did all of the citizens of Cyrodiil and that whole area get all of that fucking Botox from?
I don't know. But I will tell you
everybody's eyebrows are like up here. They're like permanently surprised to see you all the time.
The
game looks beautiful, and then somebody turns around, they look like the freaking Joker. You're like,
they are.
Like, I can't even humanly make that face.
I want to give a shout out to the people that are watching. Otaku Man 5000, of course. Thank you for stopping in. Johnny. And a few others that are not listed on here, but thank you for watching. I will say this. Don't be surprised if it happens, because I'm telling you, with Virtuous, the way that Virtuous dropped it, it's probably going to happen. There's already been people that are saying that they're working on possibility of working on that, but they're for sure working on Fallout 3 remastered. Like, that would be a huge
be down to pick up Lincoln's Repeater again. I love that rifle in that game. That rifle was fucking awesome.
I'd be very excited to replay that. But there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm excited for everything. Honestly, you guys know how I am about these type of big announcements and stuff, especially around this time of the year. There's so much stuff going on constantly, man. It's crazy. But there is a few tidbits of news that we're going to talk about right here that are pretty exciting. IO Interactive has officially announced 007 First Light, and the full reveal is coming this week. So the IO Interactive Showcase happens, I think, Friday, and there's a possibility that we're going to see the world's first gameplay of the Hitman Studios' upcoming 007 title. So, guys, Bolts, will start with you. What do you guys what do you think about the possibilities of this game? Do you think it's going to be more around like Hitman style gameplay, or is it going to be first person?
To me, that's what it feels like, and that's what it should be. It needs to be that espionage feel, that third person over their shoulder doing your thing. I think it needs to be a lot of interactive with the NPCs around. It needs to be really, really, really story based driven. A lot of twists and turns, stuff like that. Of course, the fighting, the action, gameplay needs to be 007 Bond. It has to have that feel. Not as maybe as the way Hitman really is, because Hitman is the ultimate assassin in my opinion.
Yeah.
So but 007, he's still a human, not just a number.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, you really think about it, it's kind of crazy. They had Agent 47, and they obviously were like, what if we made a 007 game? And, so that's where they ran with this style of, Hitman.
right.
But I would love to see Agent 47 be 007 now. He's ruthless, bro. He's ruthless. He's going to kill you with a rubber duck and a dart. So get ready.
Oh, when that shadow lifts, it's actually Austin Powers. Yeah,
right.
baby.
What about you, Toaster? Like, what do you think about, the possibilities of this game?
I'd be interested to see how they take it. I mean, the fact that like it's the studio behind the studio behind Hitman. Like, I don't feel like I don't know. I don't know if that would be like I don't know where I'm trying to go with this.
You're like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's like giving them an easy win.
That is really the best way of saying that, bro. I've really been thinking about like a way of saying like that like, is that's like walking up. That's like walking up to I don't even know. That's like walking up to a bakery and saying, "Hey, I've got 15,000 pounds of frosting that never expires. You want it for free?" And they're like, "Yeah."
Or like hitting the bullseye on a dartboard from like 3 inches away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's not I'm not. And the thing that sucks is it sounds like you're shitting on the studio for that. I'm not disparaging the studio at all. Like, if anybody's gonna do it and do it well, it's gonna be them. But I feel like that just makes the pressure of making this game even worse because it should be a shoo-in. You should have no problem making a halfway decent James Bond game.
Yeah.
The problem is going to become how do you make a halfway decent James Bond game and make it feel completely different than the Hitman series?
That is a good. Because
you painted yourself into a corner with the espionage stealth-based assassin game. Like you made the modern day Altair, basically.
Well, see, that's what I'm stating. I'm wondering if we're going to get a different type of experience than what we would get from IO Interactive. Are we going to get a first-person experience? Maybe they thought about what's one of the best, James Bond games of all time, GoldenEye.
Yeah, but
how can we modernize
so good
that?
Was the multiplayer part of it. It wasn't the game.
Hey, wrong. Watch your mouth, okay? Watch your mouth.
I'm sorry, man. I'm just speaking the truth.
The story was great.
It was a James. But it's hard to fuck up a James Bond story.
I agree.
Although Roger Moore did a very good job of it. So did Timothy Dalton.
I also wonder if at this showcase, if they're going to, you and me talked about this earlier, Toaster, but like, as you can see with, First Light is showcasing that this game will have 007, but his face is, blacked out. So are they going to do a reveal for like an actor for it? And then that actor is going to be maybe in the movies, or are they going to, maybe they didn't show his face because they want you to feel that you're 007, so it's something to think about. And that also kind of cuts down into the gameplay aspect of it.
That could be one way that they do is they actually tell the story. Like, you are 007 because, James Bond
is just a name.
Like, well, wait, no. Isn't he? He's the agent too. 007 is just...
Nope. He's just a name. It's an alias. It's Men in Black 3 all over again.
But if they do it is from the point of view that you're James Bond, and you're not playing like Bond is Pierce Bronson or a story based on already made media, then it could be.
So, there was also this really big push to have Pierce Brosnan come back as Bond and him be like an older Bond that's been shelved for years. And then he's supposed to change, train.
No, there's no way that can happen. Like, have you seen him in Mobland or whatever it's called? He is ancient, bro.
I forgot about that. Yeah, true. He still has the 007 swagger, but I don't know if he's not.
That's
I
just
mean,
because he has an English accent. No.
listen,
I mean,
he doesn't.
he
He
was
doesn't.
good in Penny Dreadful.
He was good in Penny Dreadful. I was gonna say he doesn't. He's not. He doesn't get his powers from otherworldly beings like Tom Cruise, so he can break his foot and then just go back to work. He's like, it's okay. You know, I watched this whole thing about Scientology this weekend, dude. Like, I was death scrolling through TikTok about Scientology.
Dude,
I was
all you
like,
need to do is watch the South Park episode.
oh yeah, you know there was a guy that was a like 25-year Scientologist and watched the episode on South Park about it and broke away from the religion because of it. It was like, oh my god,
And then, like, the whole time they're explaining it, there's this just black bar going across the screen going, this is what they actually believe.
Yeah, right. So big thing right here. I didn't even know this was happening. I know that we're talking about the scheduling right now, but I didn't know that State of Unreal was happening today. And we got to see new cinematic and gameplay footage of The Witcher 4.
But
now, this gameplay footage is a tech demo, but with that being said, it does showcase the possibilities of what this game could offer for fans of the series. Now, I am extremely excited about this game. And of course, with these visuals that they showcased, we see Ciri in the helm. You can see that her face somewhat does look a little different from the original reveal trailer, which I had no problem with. I didn't care if she was older or where she was. It didn't matter. It was Ciri. But from what this tech demo showcased, it shows off the new upgraded possibilities of Unreal Engine 5. Jesus. Now, the gameplay that they did showcase, that they actually have on screen for us all to view, is supposedly running on a base PS5. He said this is a technical, it does say this is a technical presentation. It's not actual gameplay, but this tech demo was running through, in the perspective of a PS5. It runs on like 4K, 60 frames per second. And Toaster and Bolts talked about this earlier, but man, the possibilities on a maxed out PC with this type of fidelity and graphical presentation is unbelievable. There's all kinds of new stuff in this. Now, I watched a good chunk of it.
Draw distance. Jesus.
Yeah, bro. And they also talked about that there's like nanomites that are in the game that actually make every individual leaf on each tree its own individual thing. So instead of it being kind of grouped up, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we'll spray this with whatever. Like it's individual pixelations. They also talked about the horse, of how like you can actually see as the horse is running in the game, you can actually see individual muscles moving on the horse. And it showcases in the gameplay because you see this realistic movement.
My PlayStation is going to sound like a fucking hovercraft.
Man. Because they even said too, like, while you're riding the horse, you'll actually feel the gameplay aspects differently, like the control and gameplay mechanics. Look at this.
So,
like, what the fuck?
Hold on. It looks amazing. And things about the horse looks amazing. But I'll tell you right now, if it's just a slightly under graphics, Red Dead 2 looked just as good, bro.
Hey,
and that was in
I
2018.
agree with you in that. Whenever I played Red Dead 2, and you can even go now, if you have a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 Pro, Xbox Series X and S, play the game now, and there has still been visual upgrades to that game that make it even look better than what it did before. Like, there's times that you will run around that game, and it's hard for you not to stop. This is what I was talking about with the nano pixelations.
Right. And this is where they're bang for their buck, in my opinion, is make that world as interactive and as alive as they possibly can. Make you feel like you're like that bear that just crossed the log over there to the left. Just make yourself immersed into the world that is The Witcher, because it's going to be a beautiful world. It's going to be a hectic world.
Look at that, bro.
I mean, look at the mountains in the distance.
Yes,
you know?
and then they also talked about too, like with this new technology in the Unreal Engine, you know, like depending on what you do, it'll actually kind of change what's happening around you. So like they intentionally bump into somebody that's carrying fruit, and whenever they do that, let me see if I think it's right here. When they bump into him intentionally, the fruit, of course, falls. Then this kid is like notified, or this AI is notified. He runs over there and starts picking up the apples. They said those small little details will be all in the game. So you can walk up and, you know, it's a lively conversation, or you pay a certain person to, you know, come over and play music, and the whole crowd will actually move over to that one said area. So, you know, if you wanted to use that as a strategy and go to a different area of the map that doesn't have as many people, you can draw them away with music or whatever. It just looks really impeccable, dude. And I'm very, very impressed with what we're seeing. If anything, it gets me more excited to see what they're going to do with Cyberpunk 2. Like, I love The Witcher, you know, and it's taken me a while to get into it. You know, it's kind of like Gears. It's not that I didn't love it. It's just, it was an already established series whenever I really first kind of got into it.
I got hooked on 2. I never played 1. But The Witcher Assassins and Kings, that's the one that got me. And
I think I played a very small amount of Witcher 2.
They did such a good job of taking that game, making it approachable with the control scheme in The Witcher 3. And I mean, I think a lot of the thing that drove that game is the characters.
Yeah.
And like, you can make this game as beautiful as you want to, you know, but it's going to rest on how well Ciri is voice acted. You know, like Geralt's voice acted.
Wait. No, let's go back real quick. Let's see.
Now. Kavir's smuggling trade is of no concern to me.
Shush.
The manticore that flattened your cart and devoured your men? Quite the opposite.
Toaster's like, yeah.
I mean, it's 30 seconds of speech. Like,
that's all you get to go off of. Okay.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying is, like, you know, it's the story is what's gonna this game. I mean, that's the thing with it. Like, we all expected it to be gorgeous. The Witcher 3 was beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, and CD Projekt Red set the bar really high with that game, especially with the DLCs they released, because those were both really sizable.
They are.
You know, they weren't just like, oh, here's a quest or two. No, this was like full on another Witcher 3 each time they released the game, you know, the DLC. So the game has an amazing bar to live up to.
It was definitely a lot.
So like,
it was so much. It took me like 3 years to get to the point of actually playing the game.
I just have one ask of CD Projekt Red with this game.
What's that ask?
Can we limit the question marks?
Can we limit the what?
The question marks.
The question marks?
Yeah, because once you start down that road, it's a long.
You're talking about how like you'll ask a question and then
no. I decided at one point that I was gonna fucking 100% the map, and I went and found every single question mark on the map. And let me tell you,
it was a lot.
Fuck you, Skellige. Fuck you, and every island, and every boat, and every
Fuck you, Skellige. But yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm very excited. I think we can all say that it's going to be a really great experience. Is there anything else you guys would like to add to this show today? There's not really much else to talk about outside of the fact that in just about a month, me and Bolts are going to be doing nothing but fucking playing college football 26, baby. How you doing? I can't fucking wait.
Wait, go back.
Yeah.
Was that Boston College?
It was Boston College. Hold up. Wait a second. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Hold up.
Look at that.
Hey.
JC. Here we go.
Wait a second.
Not that guy in the yellow sweater. Screw that guy.
Quit, fool.
I skipped it.
Bags. Who's Bags? Get him out of there.
Yes.
we go.
Yes. Before that high school stadium,
Shut up,
it was
Bolts.
Boston College.
Shut the fuck up.
And also,
Yes,
unless it's for NFL players everywhere.
No, listen.
If you happen to be a famous wide receiver, maybe not give baggies of pink shit out to people on yachts in plain view of folks with phones that can tape you doing it. Stephon Diggs. What are you doing?
He's dating Cardi B.
I don't
That's what
really
he's doing,
care who
like,
he's dating.
fuck.
All I really care about is Drake May needs somebody to throw the ball to. And we have some people, but I would also like Stephon Diggs to be an option for him to throw the ball to.
Listen, the way I look at it is whenever you get into that position in the perspective of, you being that status, I love Stephon Diggs, bro. Love Stephon Diggs. But, I mean, come on. It's literally like when you're in that realm, you're in that realm. You got to know that people are going to have cameras on you constantly, dude.
I feel like there seems to be like a Yoda that every wide receiver going to the NFL goes before, and it's like, good idea.
No,
You think this is-
it's like a miniature version of the commissioner that just hangs off of their back constantly. He's like, hey,
What are you
what's
doing?
up, dog? What's up, man? How's it going? That's the best decision.
see, we got a decision here.
Do you want your contract? But no, yeah, and then of course, I'm gonna give a
being dumb.
I'm gonna give a big shout out to the.
Wow,
It's hard to say
really
this.
important.
Listen, it's really hard to say this. Okay, coming from somebody that is a avid Cowboys fan.
Wait, when did you become a Cowboys fan again?
For years.
Dude, you were like a 49ers fan.
Hey, I was a 49ers fan like 10 years ago. It shows you how much you and me talk about football. No, I got to the point of saying that I was a 49ers fan because I've always looked at the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys as very similar organizations. They have a very similar fan base, and I was tired of arguing with my dad about football. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to state that I'm a 49ers fan for the next few years and try to make, instead of following in the team that my dad and, all my family loves, I'm going to try to get my own team. So I'm going to start following the 49ers, and it just didn't work out. I couldn't help but come back to the Dallas Cowboys. But no, shout outs to Saquon Barkley for being the cover player of Madden, and good luck having the rest of the season off. Because the Madden curse is real.
Oh, no.
I'm telling you. Who's the running back for the 49ers? Bolts. Who got hurt last year?
Well, McCaffrey got hurt
Doesn't
every
matter.
year except for
He
like
got
2
hurt.
years.
Previous year.
It does. It
No,
100% does.
Who was the previous year? Exactly.
Fuck, I don't know.
Because they don't want us to know.
Shut up.
All right.
They don't want
Anyways,
us to know.
guys, this is episode 380 of the Second Opinion Podcast. Please make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Check us out on Spotify, Anchor FM. We're getting everything up and back. Toaster is pushing me, and Bolts is pushing me every single day. So I love you guys so much. Thanks for watching. From the Balded Beard Brigade, the Triple Bs. Have a good night.